looking like a choir girl, crying like a refugee, looking like a choir girl, she's crying like a refugee, yeah she is. I love it when a song that you have known for years and years and years turns out to be a really beautiful arrangement of easy open chords. This song by Cold Chisel, Choirgirl, is an absolute classic, but I always thought it was, again, more complicated than it actually is. It's just simply brilliantly written, using all open chords, and just an awesome song in general. Not only that, it has one of the tastiest guitar solo outros of pretty much any song I can think of. So once again, Ian Moss just nails it, but all over, just a cracker of a song. Download your chart, let's get into it. We start with this intro. Now I've taken the piano intro and I've put it onto a guitar arrangement. For those who are interested, the piano intro is very pretty. It starts off with C, A minor, D minor, back to C. But to play this as you just heard me do it, we can just play this little melody from the piano part by hammering on from 1 to 3 on the B string, and then play the B and the E strings together, but the B is on the 1st fret. Go up to the 3rd fret E string, then to the D on the 3rd fret of the B string. So back to that G on the high on the E string, and then you just come down through this melody to the A minor. You start with these two notes here, 2nd fret G string, 1st fret B string, followed by the open E. Then we go to a D minor and just step your way through the D minor. When you hit the E string on the 1st fret, hammer on to the 3rd fret, come back down to 1st fret and then open string, 3rd fret B string, 1st fret B string, and then land on the C. So it sounds like this. Then we move into the chords. Looking like a choir girl. And you can do a simple 1 strum per beat rhythm here and it sounds good. It's not really a guitar strummy song as such. It's carried largely by the piano. But to play it on the guitar, I think, you know, you can step through it. You can either finger pick it in any kind of pattern you want, or what I'm doing here is kind of like just playing a bass note and then follow on the next beat with a few notes out of the chord with your fingers. So thumb on the bass note, a few fingers out of the chord. Doesn't really matter which note's out of the chord, just grab 2 or 3. So our chords for the verse: C, looking like a choir girl, A minor, D minor, crying like a refugee, back to C. Looking like a choir, G, choir girl, crying like a refugee, wonders to hold her. So D minor, A minor, and then a bar on G. Then D minor, A minor, back to D minor, G, E minor. I've been trying, back to A minor, she's crying like a refugee. So those chords are mapped out very simply on your chart without the strumming, but like I said, step through them, with your fingers. If you're strumming, if you're a strummer and you want to strum this song, you can go, looking like a choir girl, crying like a refugee. Just keep it really simple. Looking like a choir girl, crying like a refugee. For the next bit, you're just strumming a little bit more. One nurse to hold her, one nurse to wheel her down the corridors of healing. I've been trying. She's looking like a refugee. They're the verses and the choruses, right? Fantastic little chord progression. Then we go to the middle section, the bridge. Suffer little children, 2 bars on D minor. Send that little child to me, 2 bars on A minor. Back to D minor for 2 bars. Oh dear, the doctor. G. Handles his responsibility. After the bridge, we go through another chorus and verse, and then we do like a coda chorus, which starts on an E minor instead of a C. So we go, looking like a choir girl, and then straight to the G and the F. Crying like a refugee. Do it again. Looking like a choir girl, she's crying like a refugee. Yeah, she is. This is where the beautiful Ian Moss guitar solo outro comes in. Starts off on octaves. I'm going to show you how to do that with an electric guitar in a moment, and I'm also going to show you how to do a version with the acoustic guitar. It goes over these chords. Crying like a refugee. Starting here, G, A minor, D minor, back to C. Do it one more time and then you finish. That is the song. So to walk you through this great solo at the end of this song, we start with octaves, and it's up pretty high. So we're going right up onto the G string and the E string on the, what are we, 17th and the 20th fret, right? We start up here, and I'm playing it with my first finger on the G string and my pinky on the 20th fret of the E string, which means that this first finger can also mute the B string in the middle. So you can play those 3 strings and only hear the G and the E, and the B is muted. And you go like this. That is the solo. It's on your tab. If you wanted to do it with an acoustic guitar, we'll simplify it and play it an octave lower. So on our acoustic, instead of trying to get up to the 17th and the 20th fret here with our octaves, we can play them down here on the 10th fret of the D and the 13th fret of the B. And playing it the same way, first finger and pinky, and the string in between, which is the G string now, is muted by your first finger. And because I'm a finger strummer, I'm able to mute these bottom 2 strings with my thumb, and the pinky is also muting that high E string. So I could actually kind of play all the strings practically and still only hear those 2 octave notes. With a pick, you've got to be a little bit more precise, but this is how we're doing it. Slide up to the 7, a bit better than I just did then. Slide up to the 7, and then here's the only bend we're doing. Bend up and down on the 7th fret G string. Come back to the 5, come back up to the 7, but instead of bending this time, you're sliding up to the 9, and then with your second finger, if you slide with your third finger, your second finger takes the 8 on the B string. So it sounds like this. Into the next little series of bends, which are all slides on the acoustic guitar. The trick there is to play the slides with the right fingers so you're not kind of climbing over yourself, and it should be relatively easy. It's going to use your pinky a little bit, but that's a good thing. And the only other thing I would like to point out here is as you go down to that bit, if you can come off the 8 down to the 5 as a pull off and not pick that 5 and hammer back onto the 8, that's going to make that smooth and fluid like the bending version that the electric guitar does. And then those last 2 strings ring on together. Hope that was useful for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you here again next time.